Hi guys, in this video we are going to look how to bring our own models into Substance Painter, because that's one thing that you haven't been shown yet. It is a bit weird, it's not kind of as normal, there's no like import as such. So what we do instead is we go to File and New. We make a new Substance Painter file, and these are generally quite big. At the top you've got your template, the one that is on PBR Metal Rough, that's probably the one that you want to use. If you're using a software package that doesn't support PBR, we can paint with non-PBR and just use spec and gloss. So this is a Berlin here that you know in Maya. So if you want to use a Berlin with your project, you want to set this up, but you'll be limited with some of the things that you can use. Substance Painter is set up for PBR. Okay, there are other setups you can choose in here as well. So some of the key ones, the Unity ones down here. If you're working for Unity, Unity supports PBR, but it does use a slightly different normal map format. So if you are working with Unity or Unreal, just select those. You can export from PBR to Unity still, so this probably is the best setup here. This is where we select our file. So we need to select a file. I am going to select this file here. It is an FBX of my turtle character. You could also use an OBJ as well. So let's select that. We then have our document resolution. So you can see all of our common texture sizes in here, 4K being the highest resolution, but the most memory intensive, so I'm going to leave this on 1024, which is fairly standard, a little bit on the lower end. 2K is sort of your nice medium here, but that will be fine. We can also update this on the fly as well, so if you want to, Substance Painter lets you paint everything, it's really high resolution, and then when you export, that's when it becomes resolution based, so we can tweak this on the fly, and I will show you that as well. If you've got a normal map for your model as well, you could also import it here. Okay, so I don't want to save that last scene, so File New, that should now bring my character in. There he is. Okay, so I've got all of my materials that I set up for my dude over here. So I've got the turtle skin here. So let's quickly slap some textures on him. For some reason he's red. Okay, and then I've also got a separate one for my shell here. It is also worth noting these texture sets will export out. So let's look at our texture set list. It'll export out all of these textures. So I've got, and you will get all of these textures per material here. So this isn't as optimized as it could be. It is better to have them all on one and then use masks. Okay, so this is going to export out, the turtle skin is going to export 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 textures. This is going to export out 5. This is going to export out 5. This is going to export out 5, which means that I'm going to have 20 textures in total, which is quite a lot. So this needs optimizing really here. Okay, so that's how you bring your own models in. You can also export stuff, your textures file, export textures here. So you can see that these are all my texture set lists that I just said. So you can see all of those textures that I mentioned, plus a few extra ones, and that's to do with the configuration that I have got selected. So you can change your configuration up here. Ones of note again are we can export for Unity, depending on which version of Unity we are using. We have V-Ray, which is a common one. We have PBR Metal Rough, which is just standard, really. It's just exporting out your sort of document channels there. Here's your document channels, so you can see there'll be there's extra ones in there. I don't need all of those. But one of the really cool ones is we can export straight to Sketchfab from here, and this will upload your model to Sketchfab and your textures and plug them all in for you, and it will look beautiful online. We'd then just boom, hit export down the bottom there. If you're not exporting textures, so if you're exporting, if you are exporting textures, sorry, so if we're exporting for Unity 5, then this is the path up here where you want to export those textures. Okay, so by default it goes here. Okay, so in this video we've looked at how to import your own models and then how to export your textures from those. One thing I forgot to mention, you've got the file format up here as well. So again, generally I recommend PNG. PNG is really good. You can do document size. I can export out larger as well. So Substance Paint is super duper flexible. Okay, thank you very much.